Okay, so I guess we're recording. This is kind of nerve-wracking, but it's all right. Okay, so social media, I'm just going to cover some basics just because we have some new people and we do the social media training every now and then, but we definitely need to revisit all the time to just make sure that we're up to par with everything going on. If you guys have questions as I'm talking, feel free to either comment them on the thread that's on our team page because I'll be covering all those questions maybe more towards the end. So as I go, you can ask questions there, or we can ask them on the chat here, and I'll just have to figure out how to find the chat. I'll mainly be talking about Facebook because that's how I work like 99% of my business. We do have, Instagram to use as well, and I do use Instagram, but like I said, I'm a big Facebook user, and honestly, you can work and have success in wherever you feel comfortable. So like if you want to like go like full force with Instagram, like go for it. Like there, like Alyssa Bilayu, I think is how you pronounce her last name. She did a social media training the other night on her Facebook page, and I was watching that, and that was like a lot to focus on Instagram. And then I know Kay Souter did one the other day as a Zoom, and I think Rachel posted that on our team page, and that was a lot on Facebook. So as you can see, you're going to have success wherever you focus. Most of the training on our personal team page and like the trainings that I do and that Jen does and things like that, and Rachel as well, are all mostly going to have things to do with Facebook because all three of us have the most success on Facebook, but it's just where we're most comfortable. If you are more comfortable on Instagram and you do love using Instagram more, then there are tons and tons of Instagram trainings out there from those people who work Instagram hardcore. Like I know Morgan Martin, that's her new married name. Her name was Morgan McIntyre before. We talk about her a lot. She's a big Instagram user. Cheyenne Knox, I think her last name is, as well. She's a big Instagram user. And like I said, Alyssa and, Jocelyn is a big Instagram user. Jade Hooper, big Facebook user. So anyways, like I said, you're going to be able to find trainings that, work better for you. But a lot of this stuff is going to mostly apply to Facebook that I talk about just because it's what I know and where I feel comfortable working. So anyways, the first thing that we always want to think about, and the first thing that I'm always thinking about when it comes to my social media, is how I look to others and how I'm presenting myself and my brand. You'll kind of figure out what your brand is along the way. When I first started, I definitely didn't know what even branding was, let alone did I know what my own brand was. But eventually you'll kind of figure out like what you're posting about most, and that's going to be your passions. You can start to think about this by just kind of looking at what you already post about the most, or you can even start integrating new things if you decide that you want to, switch up your brand a little bit. I mean, you can do this just by writing down, like in a notebook, like what are you passionate about? What do you love to share about? What do you love to talk about? So anyways, so for me, like, the first thing that I look at, so I'm going to go to my profile here. I hope you guys can all see this. What I want people to see when they go to my profile first is, of course, my profile picture is going to be number one, especially when you're adding people to network out on social media. That's going to be huge, is your profile photo. Like, who are you? What do you look like? Are you happy? Are you positive? And for me, like that's being a mom is number one. So sometimes my profile photo doesn't have my kid in it. I do like to have at least one of my children in my profile photo, because again, a lot of my branding is about me being a single mom. However, if a lot of your brand is, maybe it's just, just you, or it's about you and your husband, or about you being like, somebody, like just your whole family, anything like that, like you can choose, like, do you want a picture with you and your husband? Do you want a picture with you and all of your kids? Do you want a picture of just your face? So it's definitely, one of those things. Don't have like, your best friend in there or something, because she's probably not part of your brand. So again, you want your profile picture to be inviting to other people, professional looking, bright, and you smiling. And you, again, along with the fact of it being professional looking, you don't want to use like a Snapchat filter or anything like that, like any animal ears or something covering your face, because you want that professional appearance. It doesn't have to be like a professional photo taken by a photographer. It can be a selfie. Like I've used selfies so many times for my profile photo, but you just want it to look nice. presentable, you know, do your hair and makeup one day and just take a few photos and find the one that you feel looks best. And you don't have to change this all the time. If you are using multiple social medias to grow your business and your brand, you want it to be the same on all of them. So like right now I have, this is my profile picture. It's also my Instagram photo. So anyways, that, you know, like that's going to be huge and key. And like I said, you don't have to be like some great professional with photography to get this right. This photo, I just simply is from an iPhone, and I asked my mom to take a picture of me and my son. So yeah, you don't have to like have any professional like photography skills or anything at all to run this business whatsoever. And then same with cover photo. For me, like I just have this quote here, just because I thought it looks pretty. And again, like when I go to add people and they go to my profile, it's one of the first things that they're going to see. So it just kind of like is aesthetically appealing to people. It looks nice. You know, it's a happy, positive quote. It ties into what I'm going to be posting about. But again, your cover photo, it just wants to be positive and happy and bright and to have something in connection with your brand. And basically your brand is what you're going to be talking about and what you're passionate about the most. So this for me is just like encouraging and uplifting other people. It like has like the same colors as what the photo has going on here. So it matches with that. But you can do like just a photo of your kids or your family, or like if you're posting about the beach all the time, you could have the beach there. If you love the snow and like snowboarding, you could put a picture of like yourself snowboarding. If you love dogs, you could have a picture of like your dogs there. Somebody raised their hand. I don't know what that means. But if you have a question, like I said, just feel free to comment on the thread on our team page or the comments in here. So anyways, that is, you know, like that's the first thing that you definitely want to make sure to kind of get right. If you have questions about if your profile picture is looking good or if you should change it, just feel free to ask on the team page. We can definitely help you out there and find, you know, a photo that you already have that is going to, you know, work best. So then the second thing that you want to kind of start thinking about is your bio. And again, this is going to be like your brand and things that you're posting about and passionate about the most. I change mine every now and then. And I never want to come off immediately as being a salesperson to anybody, because nobody wants to just add somebody who is trying to sell them something. You want to be a friend and a person first before anything else. So in my bio, I don't have anything in there like, you know, It Works distributor or It Works rep, or like, I love It Works, green heart, because I don't want that to be the first thing people see. People like automatically like have negative feelings about direct sales businesses. And my goal is to turn their feelings about those things around and to show them that I'm a real person first before I'm selling something. And so that's going to be huge. So again, like I said, I just want to come off as a real regular person. So oftentimes like in other trainings, you'll hear people say like, oh, you know, post like 4 things that describe you and have one emoji for each and have them listed in a row. Well, if we all were doing that, guess what? People are going to catch on pretty fast and be like, wow, they all have similar bios. And most It Works distributors or most direct sales people have bios like that. I automatically, like, even when people don't have like their It Works rep in their bio, if they have their bios like written out in a certain way, I'm like, okay, that person's definitely with direct sales and I'm not going to follow or add them. It's just like, so again, you want to come off as a regular person. So when I'm thinking about my bio and what I'm writing, I often go to normal people's pages and be like, you know, I gather some thoughts and I'm like, okay, well, like this person who has nothing to do with trying to sell me something's bio is like this. And like this person's bio says something like this. So I'm like, okay, what makes me seem the most normal, but also sounds professional and, you know, talks about me and describes who I am. Last week, mine said something like just a regular girl living her best life and loves photography because, you know, I am living my best life and I love photography. However, I just recently switched it up a little bit. And right now, mine says the things that I'm passionate about the most, my brand, and the things I'm posting about. So again, the things you're passionate about and the things you're posting about most are going to be what your brand is. So for me, like those things, that's going to be being a single mom. Like that's huge for my brand. And right away, I connect with other moms or other single moms when I go to friend new people and network out. It just says fueled by caffeine and snuggles, because I'm going to be posting about keto coffee all the time. And I also post a lot of photos about, you know, being able to be home and snuggling my babies. Now, I don't right away say, I love keto coffee, because that, again, that comes off as me being an It Works distributor, but it just ties in with what I'm going to be posting about in a non-salesy upfront way. Spontaneous traveler, you know, I like randomly, you know, like to, you know, take business trips with It Works, or I like to go up to Maine to go to the beach, or I'll, you know, whatever. So I'm going to be posting about traveling when I can. I'm not traveling like 24/7. However, I do travel frequently enough that I can have that as part of my brand in my bio, and it shows the freedom aspect of this business. Like in the summer, I probably go up to Maine like 4 times a week. 4 times a month at least. So I'm able to have that in there. Don't throw in that you're like, you know, a wanderlust or spontaneous traveler if you never travel. It's got to be things that you're posting about. Maybe that's on your dream board to be able to, you know, be traveling all the time, and that's great. So you can say like future, you know, or like something like I want to travel the world, or like, I don't even know. But if you're going to be posting about like that's your goal at work, so you can definitely tie that in there somehow. And then the last thing is just chasing dreams and catching them. Again, because I don't want to come off immediately like, you know, I was going to have something in there like coach and mentor or something like that. But I was like, no, because that automatically says like entrepreneur, or I work with direct sales, or I'm trying to sell you something. So I was like, okay, how can I tie this in and just sound like the least salesy as possible, and something that I'm passionate about at the same time. So mine says chasing dreams and catching them, because, you know, like the first sentence, I'm a single mom, but, you know, that doesn't deter me from reaching my goals. And that's probably going to be something that other single moms might be attracted to. Like, wow, this girl's a single mom, but she still seems awesome and positive. And like, you know, her cover photo says you are enough. And I definitely want to be friends with this other single mom and connect with her type deal. So like, that's the whole thing in there. Now, the next thing that is going to be important to think about is the things that you decide to be viewed by the public or by your friends in your About Me bio section right here. So these are things where you work. You can have your relationship status, where you live, where you're from, where you went to school, all of those things. I would pick anywhere from 1 to 3 things to be able to be viewed, because you don't want your list to be like this long. And, you know, people are just like, it's just too much. Like, it doesn't look very appealing when I go to somebody's page and like their list of like previous job history is 10 miles long. Like, I don't want to read all of that, and it just kind of looks ugly. You just want it to look good, clean, professional. So all I have in there is where I live. Some people might not want that, you know, viewed by the public, and that's fine. If you want to choose something else, like you want to say who you're married to or who you're dating, you know, choose that as an option, and maybe, you know, where you currently work, or I don't even know like what else you would want in there. Maybe you only have your relationship status. Like, I don't know. But the only reason that mine, I like having that I live in Chelmsford, Massachusetts, because it's something that other people can automatically connect with me on, know that I'm a real person, know that I'm their neighbor, feel, you know, that automatic connection with me, because I like to add local people, because I like to try to grow a local team using social media to network that way. And again, it's something that people automatically are like, okay, well, this girl isn't a stranger because she lives in Chelmsford. I mean, obviously that's not what everybody's thought is. I still get those messages like, who are you? Do I know you? But it eliminates it, you know, if instead of me having completely not where I live and I'm adding tons of people in Chelmsford, and they're like, okay, does this girl live in Alaska? Does she live, you know, where does she live? So I just have that in there. And then I just simply keep on there that I'm from the London, United Kingdom, because I just think it's kind of like a cool fact about me. A lot of people don't know it, and, you know, whatever. So I just have that there just kind of for the fun of it. I don't really even use that as part of my brand, but whatever, it's there. Okay, so hopefully I'm not being too boring here, and hopefully you guys are getting some good facts, maybe taking some notes on everything that I just talked about. And, you know, if you're loving what you have right now and you don't need to change any of this, then great. It's just what I want to cover to get off the bat right away. The next thing that you're going to think about on your profile, and the things that I just talked about also directly apply to Instagram. Like, I know Instagram doesn't have a cover photo, so you don't need to worry about that. But the stuff about the bio is great. On my Instagram, Lindsay says I can open Instagram on my computer. Let me see. Instagram.com. So probably try to show you mine. I don't even, to be honest, I don't know my information, so I probably can't do this. I don't have it linked to Facebook, I don't think. I really don't know if I'm gonna know my password. Hold on, I have a chat thing going on. Yeah, Instagram, and my Instagram and Facebook bio basically matches. Mine, I think on Instagram is slightly longer because you can have more. But I think it's basically the same. I'm just trying to think of what my password might be. Oh God, why isn't it typing? Oh, I'm typing it to the chat. This is not oh gosh. All right, I don't even know what's happening here. What is going on? Let's see if that works. Save password. Oh, well, yeah, we're in. Okay. Not now. Okay, so is this me? Yeah, so bio, like I said, basically the same. I just have some cute emojis here because I could have some more tips. Again, it says that I live in Massachusetts and I just have my Facebook linked. You don't have to link your Facebook. You don't have to have a website there at all. I decided to add that the other day. I don't know if it's going to do me any good or not. I just wanted to try it out. What is this? I'm so confused. Is that somebody else's music or is that me? What is happening? Wait, was that me? Was that mine? What is this? I'm dying. I think it was somebody's Facebook story. This is not my music. I told you something weird is going to happen. And why is there a red line across my computer right here? Can you guys see that on the screen share? I don't know how that got there. I don't know what's happening. Okay, let's continue. I'm trying my best and look at what happens to me. Okay, let's talk about now these first few photos that we have. You guys are distracting me. Just making sure you guys are awake. I really don't know how that happened. Like, I don't know where that came from. Okay. Let's continue. Okay, so the previewed photos, again, just things that have to do with your brand. I want to change mine up because of the season that we're in right now. But again, just like my photos right here, over the summer especially, I post about the beach all the time. So I just want clean, professional photos to be shown because, again, they're public. It's what people are going to see first. So automatically people can connect with, like, wow, this mom is, like, passionate about her kids. It ties into me loving photography, loving the beach, all that great stuff. Like I said, I kind of want to change mine because right now we're entering the fall, winter season. So probably having stuff to do with the summer doesn't really make sense at the moment. But, you know, so just some kind of like clean and professional looking photos, like your best photos, your favorite photos, photos you'd hang on the wall of your kids type thing, family photos. Again, things that are about you and about your brand are going to be here. I think you can add anywhere from like 1 to 9 in that section. So yeah. Okay. So now we can talk about and move on to posting and what you should be posting every single day. My goal is to post 1 to 4 photos a day, probably closer to the 4 range. I hardly ever just post 1 photo a day. And that's because I want to build my business pretty quickly. And I don't want people to, I kind of want to be in people's space. Like, I want people to see my presence on social media every time they open their app type deal. So I don't only want to be posting once a day and people, forget about what I'm posting about, or, You know, it's harder for somebody to learn about who you are if you're only posting once a day, and you can't get all the posts out that you want to and build your business as quickly if you're only posting one thing a day. So the post that I aim for every single day, like I said, there's 4 of them. Sometimes I even go for 5, depending on if it's like a really good day where I have a lot of thoughts and feel like I can post a lot. But it's always, for me, it's going to be 1 product post. And I'll go into more detail about it in a minute, but 1 product post. So this is either a before and after, or me using the products integrated into my lifestyle. That time that wasn't me. Okay, so before and after, or me using the products integrated into my lifestyle, or like a pull product post, and I'll go into more detail about what that is in a few as well. The second type of photo that I want to be posting about every single day is a business related drip or pull post. So this is anything to do with me trying to attract other people to join my business and my team. And then the third type of photo I like to post is just something regular and normal. It might be a quote. Oftentimes it's a photo of my kids and what we are doing that day. I'll go more into detail about that in a minute. But like I said, something that we're doing, you know, today, just lifestyle, like something that you would post if you weren't in It Works Rep, or something that your friends post, and they're not It Works reps, things like that. So just a normal thing that doesn't relate back to anybody. However, it does affect your business, but I'll talk about that in a few. And then the fourth thing I try to post about is an engagement post. This doesn't always, for me, be a question, but it's something I know is going to get a bunch of likes, comments, shares, whatever. So that kind of helps with the algorithm. We'll talk about things not to do in a few as well. So let me see. I'm just going to scroll down on my own profile, and I'll use some other people's profiles as examples as well. I don't know where this red line came from on my computer, and I don't know how to get it away, but is that something like I can do when I'm on Zoom? I don't know. Okay, so let's start with...
Hi, Hannah.
Hi.
Hi. I'm Pamela. I'm new. Hi. I've been posting like almost every day, 1 or 2 posts a day, but I'm not getting any feedback with like clients or people. How to attract some customers to it?
Okay, yeah, I'm definitely going to cover that as I talk about like the types of posts to make. And I can talk about things that don't work and things that do work. So you can probably gain a lot of good tips in terms of attracting people to be your customer through posting from what I'm about to talk about right now.
Okay.
Okay, so hold tight. We'll definitely cover that. So don't worry. It's definitely going to be covered.
All
right. Okay, so let me start down here a little ways. Let me see if okay. All right, so really I'm gonna start further up because I was on vacation then, so it's kind of harder. So I'll start here. So this was my first post of the day 2 days ago, I guess. This is like a business related like drip photo that I started off with in the morning. And it kind of goes along with, so something else that I want to add is the way I post and like the order I post in throughout the day isn't always the same, but it always kind of ties into what hour of the day that is. So like I have a photo here that I posted in the morning, and the reason I chose this picture is because it's a picture that I took in the morning one day. Did I take it on the morning on October 11th? No. So we're going to talk about that a little bit too, stockpiling photos and using them later. And things like that. But so basically here, it's a business drip, which means I'm not directly telling somebody join my team or, you know, come work with me or join my team for $100 or it's $20 off for kits right now, you know, whatever. So, but it talks about the lifestyle that I get to live because of this business. And I love, you know, being able to have these days or I say like Thursday wake up calls like this are okay with me. So like this could be considered a lifestyle post for me or a business drip photo of the day. So that's my number one post that day. Here again, I have another, this post is actually for host to post status. So, you know, I have here again, a photo that I've taken. It's a cute picture of my son. Put this in the post office, has a cute little sweet caption, nothing too, you know, crazy or long. And then I said, P.S. if you want to know how to get products for free, drop a comment. So basically what I'm doing there is I'm enticing people in to do a host to post. So, you know, if they message and say how, then I'll message them and say like, you know, you can do a host to post. Post number 3 for this day was just talking about a distributor that joined my team. I always like to post that people are joining my team and doing this and making money with us. I like people to know that it's not just me making money. I like people to know that I'm helping other people make money. So again, enticing people into this business without being like right into their face, salesy. And then this is going to be huge, is posting your story. So the last post that I made that day, and I usually do make my story the last post I make for a reason. But I try to post my story or like a direct post about the business, what it's done for me or what it's doing for me every single day. And I always like to use like a photo of myself or my face or me with my kids as this post. People love to see you and what you look like and who you are. I don't love taking pictures of myself. I don't love selfies. I don't love people taking photos of me, but I know that's going to help my business. So I try to do that at least once a day. So I try to tell my story every single day, and it's the same story, but I use the words in like 1,000 different ways, basically. So those are my 4 posts that day. So this day I think I just sucked with posting. So let me think for today. So today we can go here. Again, this talks about being able to work from home, another business drip that isn't, you know, direct in people's face. It's kind of more lifestyle. I know it's going to get some good feedback and interaction on it, but it does talk about that I get to work from home in my living room and help other, you know, people sign up to be a distributor with me. This photo here, it's just a lifestyle photo, you know, just a cute picture of my kid with a cute caption, something that people would post if they didn't even work for the business. So it's another post that I know is probably going to get a lot of likes and boost that algorithm, get people to know me. And again, with this photo I did here is my kind of like my engagement photo of the day. I know it's going to get a lot of likes, engagement, interaction. And, you know, like I said, I post that so people can relate to me in somehow, some way. My next post for today, because I haven't made one yet, is probably going to be something to do with a product or before and after. Or if I don't have those on my page for the day, I always have them in my story. So we'll talk about Facebook stories as well. Let me scroll back a little ways. My posting has kind of been a little bit different lately, only because I was away. So I wasn't, you know, following my usual routine, because my usual routine is actually me posting coffee in the morning. So let's go back a little ways for this. Yeah, so like here I posted my product post for the day, which was keto coffee. These types of posts, like you can just copy and paste these things and change the words around to be a little bit more like how you would talk or yourself. Later in that day, I posted this lifestyle photo just of my kids sleeping on the couch. Then here's like, you know, the post that about me having a distributor join our family. And here's kind of like, again, like I like to post a selfie or something of my face every single day so people can see me, know who I am. You know, people are really attracted to that. So again, this is my kind of like business drip photo of the day. And I think, did I post another one that day? No, I didn't. So again, like the next day, same type of thing. I have my keto coffee post that I've done in the morning. You can go to my page and you can use the same exact post. Later in that day, I have a business drip. This isn't a business poll, but it's a business drip. So there's a difference. A business drip just simply drips in this business in a non-direct salesy way and to people. So I simply say in the first sentence, I do it so we can design our days, meaning I like to work my business so we can design our days. A business pull post is going to be something more upfront and in people's face and have a call to action at the end. A call to action would be something like this post. At the end, if I said something like, you know, I have 6 spots left. If you want to join my team, message me ASAP. So that's a call to action being added at the end. And that would be more of a business pull type post. And that was just a drip. Here I have a quote. Like I said, I like to add sometimes I have quotes as one of my posts of the day. And that was Michael's birthday. So I have that photo there. So that's kind of like the style that I do it in every single day. I start with, you know, morning coffee post, lifestyle of me and Zachy. I believe, yes, so here we go with another. This would be a business pull post. So I'm directly pulling people in to join my team. I'm flashing money in their faces, lots of different emojis, message me now type deal, comment below, which is the call to action there. So that's like a business pull post. Like, so I'm dripping for a few days in a row, sharing my story, what this business is doing for me, sharing my why. And then I like hit them on that 4th day, pulling people in, being like, this is something you can do with me, message me, comment below, whatever, having that call to action so people can see like, wow, I followed, you know, your post for the past however long, and you've really drawn me in. And, you know, like I kind of just want to pull them in with that last type of post there. So yeah, so that's kind of basically how your 4 posts of the day are going to work out. I'm going to go to, let's see, Elizabeth. Here's another great, oh, what am I doing? Here's another great, some other examples. And Elizabeth, I love to use her as an example because Elizabeth does what we train, and which is to copy what other people are doing and just simply changing it for it to affect her own life. So many of these posts that you see that Elizabeth has on her page are probably going to be either posts that have been made by me or Rachel. And she's just used them and changed the words up on her you know, to sound like herself, or put a photo on them of herself and changed it up to be of her story, which is exactly how we train. So again, in the morning, she has a photo of herself using the keto coffee. Then she just this is actually a direct caption from a photo that I posted of myself at the airport. But guess what? Like she right here, you know, she took that caption and just simply changed the words up a little bit and used a photo that applies to her life. So there's her business post of the day. Here's another great business post that she has made. And I know that she actually, this post she got from Rachel because I seen Rachel make this exact post. So again, taking posts from other people is, you know, how we make this business duplicatable and how easy that this business really is. So here was, again, her post from the morning, herself drinking the coffee. Here she has a quote. And here's her business pull post. She was able to buy a car because of it works. So that's a great post to be able to make. So that's just kind of, you know, like I said, the way that you want to be posting your posts throughout the day using those 4. So product, either you're using the products yourself, or before and after, a lifestyle photo, business related post, and an engagement post is the 4 posts that you kind of want as a guideline throughout the day. Yeah, exactly. So just take, I always see Jessica, that's another great example, Jessica using these products. I mean, these posts that, you know, Rachel and I make throughout the day. Let me just go to Rachel's page really quick here too. Rachel. Let me scroll back a little bit. So for example, here, this post here is a post that Rachel, she used a photo. So just read this really quick, just like you don't have to read the whole thing, but basically here's the post that Rachel made. She got a selfie of her and I. We're both moms that work this business. And she added here at the end that, you know, a little bit about me, that I've been with the business for 3 years, blah, blah, blah. So here's a great posting example of how duplicatable this business is. So then you go to Hannah's page. And Rachel actually got this post from me. But here's the great thing is that this business is so easy and so duplicatable. You don't have to think of these magical posts on your own. So here's my post. It's a post of me and Cami, and it's the same exact thing, but I have Cami's story here at the bottom. And then if you go to Claire's page, guess where Hannah got the post? Hannah got the post from Claire. So here's the post that Claire made. So like I said, how easy is this business? We get to look up to other awesome leaders and take, and rework the posts into our own way in our own life. And that's how we make this business really easy and really duplicatable. And don't feel, that you can't do that. It's, never feel like you have to ask if you can steal my keto coffee photo or something. It's probably not even a photo that I took. And that's something that I kind of want to go into a little bit as well. So some of you guys might be like, well, I don't, take that many photos during the day, or I work all day. I don't have time to, or enough photos to post those 4 different things. Stockpile photos when you can, and you have the opportunities to take lots of pictures. So I'm going to go to my page one more time again. I'm going to go to my page one more time again here. Okay, so this photo right here of Zachary in this little cute outfit with his boots on. This was taken at Parley Farm. This photo, this is the same exact day. Michael's in the same outfit. This photo down here, same exact day. This photo right here, same exact day. This photo here, same exact day. This photo here, same day, same day, same day. So basically what I did was I went to the farm one day, but I stockpiled photos while I was at the farm, and I was, so now I have things that I can post throughout the week when I am doing nothing, or I am doing things that I don't want to take pictures of, or, I am just having a lazy day at home. And this is also ties back into people who are worried about sharing where you are. I never post where I am at that exact moment, because I have things that I have saved that I can post and then use later on. So like when I post all these photos of me at the farm, I'm not at this farm at that moment, because I obviously don't want people knowing where I am or coming to where I'm at when I'm there. So that's why I stockpile and I use them later on. And then if you look at my phone, here's how to get the perfect shot. Take a million different things. Like I had my boyfriend when we were out to dinner tonight, take a million different photos of me, and whatever, I feel super awkward when I'm doing it, but it's going to help grow my business and make me money. So who cares? Again, here's pictures that we took the other day of my kids in these Halloween outfits. I stockpile tons and tons and tons of different photos. So I know I have, my favorite photos and the best ones in there. And I have at least 5 photos in there that I can probably use later on for posting. So take tons of photos when you have the opportunity to take photos. So I'm always doing that. And so that way I always have something that I can post about. Let me see if I can find some other great examples. When I was on vacation, I knew that was a perfect opportunity for me to be me and Lindsay literally went into the city one day and we're take a ton of photos of me. So again, we're taking photos that we can use later on. And that way I know I always have something that I can post to share with my audience, or, whatever, and have good captions for. So make sure you're stockpiling photos. So when you are working, or you have days where you don't feel like taking pictures and you're not dressed up and you're not looking awesome, you have something there ready to go. What else was I going to say? I feel like I was going to say something else along the lines of stockpiling using. Oh yeah. So when I am, another thing I do too for things like keto coffee photos and things like that, I'm just a lot of times using Pinterest, and I'll search something. I'll just go to Pinterest here and I'll search something I'll type in coffee in bed. And there's all of these different photo options here of somebody drinking keto coffee in bed. It's not really me, but who really needs to know if it's me? I'm going to have the caption that says it's keto coffee. I am drinking the coffee every day. I just might not feel like I want to get all dressed up that day to take a photo. And you can use photos from other people too. So like if I posted a keto coffee photo that you really liked, feel free to use it and post it on your own wall. That's what we're here for, and that's what makes the business duplicatable. We can go into making more effective posts in a little bit if we want to stay on for that long. I do want to cover some questions that you guys asked, because you guys did have a ton of really good questions in that thread that I made. One thing I do want to mention too is the thing that you can see with my profile here, and those 3 profiles that I showed you, I can also show you Jennifer Hand. We have her profile here. Is another really great example of somebody who posts awesome. So here you can see like she has a photo up here of her 2 boys, because that's what she's going to be posting about. She has a really great bio going on over here. Profile photo is bright, professional. It's of her smiling. So here's another great profile. You're scrolling through. And guess what you can see through all the profiles that I just shared with you out of me, Elizabeth, another great example of somebody who doesn't have kids. So if you don't have kids and you need somebody to follow, Taylor is great here. Some great before and afters, a photo of herself with this awesome book, her with her dog. We know she loves her dog and she loves going to the beach with her dog. She loves sunflowers. She loves cooking. So, again, we get a sense of who she is. But the one thing that you can notice through all of these profiles that I just showed you is that none of us are sharing things from other people's content. You want to be making your own original content always. Never, ever, ever use the share button. And what happens when you use the share button, your algorithm gets lowered. So not enough people are going to see your posts. And when you go to your page, it just doesn't look like you. It's not original content. It completely like hides your other posts from even being seen on your own page. And I'll give you a good example. Like I follow this girl who actually makes some pretty awesome posts of her kids. She's not with the business in any way whatsoever. Just trying to think of her name. I wish I could think of her name. I'm sure if I just scrolled my feed, I would like see a post from her. Because she's always posting cute pictures of her kid. And the thing is though, if you go to her page, it doesn't, you can't even really see her posts all that well, or learn who she is or what she stands for, because she's sharing like memes and just unnecessary content all the time. So you definitely want to stay away from this share button right here. We'd never, ever, ever want to use that button. Like I said, it lowers your chances of your actual posts being seen and all of that stuff. So we definitely stay away from doing that. I really wish I could think of that girl's name, but I can't even think of it right now. Sure, if I went to any one of these people's pages, the same thing would be happening, because a lot of people do it without noticing that it's the wrong thing to do. I hate when I can't remember something that I want to remember though. No, it's not coming to me. All right, so adding the money that we get on the finger pointing to a promo type pic, that I have trouble with when others post them, finding time to make those. Well, make them before you go to bed. Like, I don't always have time to make those types of things either, but like I do them before I go to bed, and it's the last thing I do, and I can plan some posts out for the next day. Yeah, exactly. So just, like if you see something that you really want to post, like say I'm scrolling and like, I really want to share this photo of these shoes. Like this is just me. It's my style. I want my friends to know about these awesome shoes. Instead of using the share button, just save the photo and make your own caption for it. That is just how easy that is. Or like, if I see something like, like a lot of people who love, talking about rescue dogs and things like that. There's a lot of, actually, I have a really good example here. Amanda. This is one of my close friends in real life. So she posts a lot of really good things about herself. However, if you scroll her page, she shares so much things. Like all of these posts right here are all of her just sharing and sharing and sharing, where none of these posts, if you notice, are getting any likes on them because Facebook isn't showing them to her people. And it lowers her algorithm and chances of her actual posts being seen because she's sharing so often. So then when she does make a really good quality post of her own content, she doesn't get a lot of likes because she shares too much. And when you go to her page, you can't see enough of her and who she is. So like, for example, if she wanted this dog to be rescued, she could, take a photo from this person's website, share this cute dog's face, and put a caption like, "This dog is up for adoption at the Northeast Animal Shelter. Comment below if you want more information." And more people would be able to see that photo of that cute dog needing to be rescued and make her post that much more effective. So yeah, Justina, I love that you mentioned that. Okay, so let me go to our team page here. Diamonds in training, discussion, and I just want to go to the questions and cover a lot of these were really great questions. Okay, so how should your page look? I did just give a lot of really great tips on what your page should look like. Is Diffie here? Is she watching? Because I can go to your page right now and let you give you some feedback. I don't know if you're here. But this is recorded, so I mean, I guess we could do that anyways. So I'll go to your page real quick and I'll just give you some automatic feedback so we can do that. Let me see. How do we go to your profile? All right, so here's her profile right away. Like, this is a great profile photo. It's bright, it's positive, it's of you. I love that photo. I wouldn't really change it. The only thing I might add is taking away this white background, but it's not like a thing that like I would be that worried about. I think it's great. And again, like this cover photo is great. Like you can see this cute baby, it's of the beach. If you're posting those things all the time, then that's fine. And again, this bio, it's going to be great. You're married to your best friend. If that's what you're going to be posting about, awesome. Your babies, your everything. Again, like that's probably something great to be posting about. Wellness and positivity junkie. I love it. And you're located in Connecticut. So I think these are all great things. And I think that this right here that you have is awesome. So I think your profile honestly looks great. And as long as you're following the 4 things to post about every day, which it looks like you are, and you're not sharing and you have before and afters, to be honest, I think your page is looking really, really awesome. I love everything that you have here. You have some great quotes. You have photos of yourself. You have before and afters. And your before and afters are not, overtaking your page and you're not posting them too much. You have some great videos of yourself. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I think everything here is just looking really, really, really awesome that you're doing. So I wouldn't necessarily change anything up in terms of the way your profile looks. I probably have other tips to give you if you're looking for like some, if you're looking to see maybe why things aren't being seen as much or whatever. But as for what I can see just by looking really quickly, your page looks great. Okay, so here's a great question. When I reach out, I get left unseen. Do I keep messaging? For me, it depends for sure. And this, I think, is going to be a different answer for everybody. So if I reach out to somebody and I simply reach out using a message like, "Hey girl, I know we haven't talked in a while. I was wondering, if you could do me a favor and try one of my products for 90 days or, whatever." One of those reach out scripts that we use. If somebody I have sent that to and just has viewed it and they haven't replied to me, honestly, I don't even know. Like, I honestly do not know if I reach out to somebody and they have viewed it and not replied, because I'm so focused on what is happening and I'm not focused on what's not happening. So I don't scroll back and I'm not like, "Oh my gosh, look at all these people who are ghosting me and not reading what I'm replying to them." I'm just not focused on it. Like, I'm laser focused on moving forward all of the time. So if I feel like nothing is happening and nothing is going on right now and I'm not talking to enough people and nobody's messaging me about the products, nobody's replying back to me, I don't go back and I'm not like, why isn't any, who has seen my reach outs today? I'm not thinking of that. My next goal is, okay, I haven't talked to enough people. I'm going to go reach out to more. If you have somehow like exceeded your whole friends list and you have messaged every single person, every single 5,000 of friends that you have, and you have a bunch that have read it and not replied, you could, message again. I haven't gotten to this yet. You could totally message again and say something like, hey girl, like I know you didn't reply to my last message. I was wondering if you'd be willing to help out in another way that doesn't require you purchasing a product. Would you be willing to post a status on your wall for me? And if I get any customers from your post, I can send you some samples for free, or I'll send you blank for free. So you can, again, that's for host a post. So you can offer host a post out to people that haven't, have left it unseen. And if they don't reply to that one, honestly, like I wouldn't push much further. The great thing I think about messaging is that even people who aren't replying to you, it helps your algorithm. So when you message somebody that you haven't seen their post in a while, and they definitely haven't seen your post in a while, what happens is your posts start being seen by them, your posts start being seen by them, and you start seeing their posts more because Facebook notices that it's been an interaction happening between you two. And it just helps your algorithm overall when you're messaging. So they'll probably start to see a lot of your posts if you've messaged them. And even if they haven't responded, they'll start to see a lot of your stuff and maybe become interested. So I wouldn't go and delete them right away, for sure not. I'm planting seeds, but I have a hard time having them flourish. What can I do? Again, I think this all ties in to everything you're doing. So if you truly feel like you're doing everything on the 6 list correctly every single day, and at least, for as much time as you can give it in a day, whether that's an hour or 2 hours or 3 hours, and you're doing those activities on the 6 list every single day, and something isn't working and something isn't happening, it's got to be like an issue in terms of wording and things like that. And we got to kind of dig deeper to figure out why, magic isn't working. But when you are doing the things that we train on that 6 list every single day, and you are planting seeds, there are going to be people coming in. It's just, that it's like almost like we have like this perfect secret recipe of how things work. And if you are truly doing everything on that list every single day, and you're posting right, and you're adding people, and you're commenting, and you're engaging, and you're liking, and you're talking to new people, and you're messaging, and you're reaching out, and you're doing everything, there's a deeper issue going on. Usually it's like in terms of how you're talking to people and how you're wording what you're saying. And it might also be an issue with like personal development and your mindset. But yeah, we can kind of dig and see what's going on in terms of if you feel like your seeds aren't flourishing when you're planting them. Public versus private. This is a really great question. So I don't think Lindsay's still on here, but this is actually a really, really great question. If she is, that'd be awesome. I think Lindsay, you are here. Okay. So yeah, this is actually a really awesome question. So, for my Instagram, I have my Instagram on public. This is simply a lazy issue. Like, I don't have a real reason as to why. It's simply because I don't have the time to go through all of the follow requests that I get every single day. So I have it on public. When you go to my Instagram, I don't have anything directly like in people's face that if they're going to be turned away from wanting to follow me. Like, I don't share tons of salesy before and afters here. So I don't have things that are going to like turn people away from wanting to click that follow button. I think all my photos tie in nicely. I take a lot of time deciding what I'm going to post and when and things like that. So I have mine on public, and I don't have an issue. On Facebook, I do do it a little bit differently. So I have on Facebook, where I do, like I said, work most of my business and gain 99% of, my customers and my distributors from. I'm constantly adding new people on Facebook every single day. Like, I'm clicking the add button like 100+ times all day, like as anytime I feel like I have like a free 5 minutes, I go and add 25 people, sometimes more. So, the thing that I don't want people to know right away is that I work with It Works. And this isn't because like I'm ashamed of what I do or anything like that, but it's because people often have like an automatic negative feeling towards direct sales or people trying to sell them something or towards It Works in general. And I don't want people to think that when they go and add me as a friend, and I don't want it to deter them from adding me as a friend, because I know if I can get them as a friend, eventually I can get them as a distributor and a customer because of the way we train to run this business and post and, you know, be their friend first and all that stuff. So I don't want people to not add me because they think, you know, that I'm just coming off as somebody who wants to sell them something. I want to be a friend first, and I want to get you to fall in love with these products, or I want to get you to fall in love with this business so I can have you on my team and help you. That is like where my heart is. My heart isn't like shove this thing down your face. So like I said, I don't have where I work in my bio for that reason. I don't have that I'm a presidential in my bio for that reason. I don't have my profile picture of me in an It Works shirt for that reason. I don't have, you know, all that stuff. And this is what I'm going to dive into what I do. So most of my posts, when I post them, are going to be set to friends only. And you can see this right here, what privacy setting you have. So if you have these little things, these little 2 people, that means your friends can see it. This is actually a great post for me to turn public. So I'm going to have that post to be public. This post I could probably go either way with. This post is for friends only. Here's a good example of one. So friends only for here, and this is because it's a business post. I have this on public because it doesn't have anything to do with It Works. This one's on public because, again, nothing to do with It Works. Public, friends only. And this is because it's a direct post about me working with direct sales in business. Friends only. Friends only. So as you can see, anything of mine that is directly related to this business in any way is a friends only post. And most things that are just lifestyle and things that I'm okay with the public seeing of my kids or whatever, I have on public, because now when I have somebody who I'm not Facebook friends with, and I click the add button to go and add them as a friend, and they automatically go to my page, the first things they can see is that I'm a normal person who posts great quality content. So as they scroll my page and they're like, okay, who is this girl that just added me? They can see that I'm going to post some awesome things that they want to follow me for. And that's really why I do that. So I have those lifestyle posts on public, and anything to do with the business I have on private. And again, the reason I do this is because I want people to fall in love with me and who I am, and know that I'm a great person before I try to sell them something, or before I want them as a distributor on my team. Does that make sense? Back to the questions. How do I get to those? Questions. Okay. Here we go. Oh, what am I doing? Okay. How to tie everything back to your goals, like any picture / caption okay, so yeah, any picture / caption you can honestly make about the business. So this is kind of easy because you can post about the business and drip about the business in so many different ways. So for me, like I said earlier, one of my favorite ways to make a business related post is a selfie or picture of me. And that I post my story. My goal is to post my story every single day is my goal, really, is to share a version of my story with my following and my friends. And like I said, I do that by sharing a photo of me, and I share my story that way, and that's my goal. However, if I don't have a photo of myself that I want to share that day, or, whatever, you can use other photos to be able to tie back to this business all of the time. So say like you were sitting and you were eating dinner and you took a photo of your dinner. You can easily make your caption something like, oh my gosh, or not even, oh my gosh, but you can just say like, I absolutely love red potatoes. Like, these are amazing. I slow roasted them for 45 minutes on 245 degrees. Like, I don't know how to cook, so that's probably not right. But, and like, they came out so great. While I was cooking these awesome potatoes, I was able to help Monica join as a distributor on my team. And I'm so excited to help mentor her to success. her first goal is to earn $1,000 a month, and I can't wait to help her do that. So like the first part of my caption there is just like a normal lifestyle photo post about my potatoes, but then I quickly was able to turn it into a a business drip about the business. And so that's kind of how you can turn around any photo to be something about the business. Another thing, like say you take a picture of the dirt. Like, I mean, honestly, like you could use anything, but do I recommend taking pictures of the dirt and posting them on your social media? Probably not, but you could definitely turn it around and be a business drip. So say you took a picture of the dirt and you were like, I love nature. I was going on this walk today and, you know, I was clearing my head, listening to the birds chirping, you know, whatever. So some words about how you love nature and you were going on a walk today. And as I was walking, I was able to help my friend Jessica join as a customer for our cleanse, you know, and then say little facts about the cleanse. I'm so glad that I get to help people by working on my phone and making money from anywhere. That type of thing is awesome for that. Okay. So how soon do you follow up with somebody who responds to, hold on, I'm getting a phone call. Sorry. Just wanted to text them to say I was on the Zoom. Okay, so how soon do you follow up with somebody who responds to your story on a story poll? So if you do a poll in one of your stories, I message them right immediately that day. So if I have a poll and it says something like, you know, message or whatever, like, do you want more info on this business? And the options are yes, or like send me more info, whatever. So they voted on that poll. They voted on that poll for you, and I messaged them right away. Like, I'm not going to wait any longer. That's like my immediate, like, get into my inbox type thing. So I message them and I say, hey girl, thanks so much for voting on my poll about the keto coffee, or thanks so much for voting on my poll about working this business from your phone. What questions can I answer for you? You know, I always say, what questions can I answer for you? I never just immediately dive into giving them like tons of info. So if it was a poll about the keto coffee and I was like, you know, my options were send me more info or like, yes, please. I'm never just going to throw tons and tons of information right out at them in their face. I always want to know what questions they have first. So again, just something short, simple. Hey girl, thanks so much for voting on my poll about the keto coffee. What questions can I answer for you? And then if somebody doesn't respond to that, honestly, a lot of times people vote on those polls on accident. So if somebody isn't replying to your message that you have sent them about a poll, I just kind of move on. And like I said, I'm laser focused on what's next. I'm not dwelling on like what could have been or like what's not happening. I'm moving on to like how I can talk to people. How else can I get into people's inbox today? Who else can I talk to? I'm not worried about like the people I messaged 4 hours ago. I want to focus on who is replying back to me, who is serious, who wants to be my customer, who wants to be a distributor. I'm not worried about those people that are ghosting me. Like, they can ghost for however long. I'm still going to be here. I'm still going to be working my business. I'm talking to people who want products. I'm talking to people who are signing up. Like I said, I'm not wasting time on people who are, you know, wasting my time, basically. Okay, some more questions. Creating a cohesive Instagram aesthetic. Is that even how you pronounce that word? I don't know. But, so, I mean, honestly, like, I use a lot of different apps to edit my photos. And this kind of does come down to the quality of photos that you're using. So, I mean, like, anything I talk about, I just want you to know I'm not directing at you. I'm just going to use the word you as in everybody. I don't know, you know, what you kind of post throughout the day. Because again, I'm focused on me and I'm focused on growing my business and whatnot. Yeah, so this is going to all come down to the quality of photos you're taking and you're using and you're posting and you're editing and, you know, everything all tied in together. So I have some great videos on how to take good photos. This really isn't the time to do that, but this is going to be important, is taking a good photo to start off with. You can't create a good looking Instagram or post a good looking photo when your photo to start out with doesn't look good. I think so many people like think there's just some magic button that people with pretty photos click to make look pretty and bright and positive, and there's just, it all comes down to how you're taking your photo. I can't turn a dark, bad lighting, bad quality photo into something that looks good. It's the photo that you took in the first place. Like this has nothing to do with this business, but I have a lot of friends on my Facebook who message me all the time, like, how do you get your lighting in your photos so good? You know, what app do you use to edit your photos? They all look so bright and positive, things like that. And I'm just like, well, take bright photos to start with if you want bright photos. Like, you know what I mean? So anyway, so like I said, this always going to come down to how you're taking your photo. Use natural lighting. I hardly ever use any kind of artificial lighting unless I'm like in the mall's bathroom or something and I take a selfie in the mirror. But I'm always using natural lighting, most of the time taking photos outside. But if I am inside near a window, but not in direct light, you never want to stand in the direct sunlight or be directly under like sun beaming in through the window, anything like that. So anyways, so taking bright photos to start with to get a good photo is going to be key. And again, stockpiling photos for days and like having tons of photos when you're doing something fun and you're in that bright, positive, beautiful environment. And stockpiling when you are looking good and you do have a great selfie day, you know, change your outfit like 6 times and do like a photo shoot, have fun with it when you have the time. So when you don't have the time, you have all these awesome photos to use. So stockpiling is going to be key, and taking good quality photos to start with is key. Then where you can move on to is finding what your style is. And I use like a few different apps to edit my photos, but you can just use Instagram. Like I use Instagram to edit my photos, and that's the only thing I use to edit my photos up until I, you know, Presidential Diamond, and I still do that. So you can have a free app. You don't need to buy anything special. But you're going to create your own style. Like what filter do you like best? What brightness setting do you like best? What, you know, play around with that, with those Instagram features and figure out what looks best for your style that you're using. What I do isn't going to work for everybody, but you know, we can go through some more editing tips in a later on video, but that's going to be kind of what creates your whole Instagram look. And again, what you're posting about is going to be what is in your bio and what your brand is about. And that again ties into how to make your Instagram look really great. So like mine is about being a single mom, coffee, snuggles, living in Massachusetts. So that's going to be like in the summertime, it's going to be summer photos. In the fall, it's going to be fall. We have 4 seasons. So I'm going to probably share 4 seasons when they're going on. If you live in the desert, you're probably not going to have 4 seasons to share about, but you have a lot of cool desert stuff to share about. Being a spontaneous traveler. So anyways, all these things are the things I'm posting and taking pictures of. So being a single mom, I'm going to share about kids a lot. You know, here's us in the grocery store. Here's my kids here. Here's my kids snuggling, like, you know, fueled by snuggles. Here's me working my business. And here's me traveling, you know, whatever. Here's me drinking coffee. So these are the types of things that are in my bio. And that's what you're going to find that I post about down here. And simply, like I said, all these photos are just stockpiled throughout the day. And I kind of, in my head, I'm just like, okay, well, if I post this photo of Zachary and it's super green and like kind of right in your face, next to it, I probably shouldn't also post a really green, brightly colored photo. I should probably post something with a little bit more white in it. So it's going to offset. If I post, you know, a close-up photo of my, like a selfie or something, or, you know, like right here, I'm not going to post right next to it another bright close-up photo. Sorry, I didn't mean to click that, of Zachary's face or even of Michael's face, because they kind of need to offset each other. So just kind of try to be intentional. A great way to, before you post, how to know what's going to look good to each other is using the draft section in Instagram. So Instagram has this really cool option that I use often. When you're in Instagram here, this is your regular Instagram, and then you click on the plus in the middle to make a post. So I click on the plus, about to make a post. I have all my photos here. And what you have up the very top, these are all the photos on my phone, but at the very, I know it's hard to see, but at the very top, I have this option here that says drafts and manage. So I save drafts before I post something. So if I click manage, I have 21 drafts saved. Now, these are literally like the posts I already have on there, but the reason I do this is so I know what's gonna look good tied in with all the other photos I have. So this is what is coming up next. My next photo is going to be this, and then this, and then this one, and then this one, because I know that this is looking pretty good in terms of what my current photos already are. So I know what is going to look good on my page before I post it, and I can play around with this. This isn't permanent. These are just drafts. So like if I completely hate that I have this selfie of myself here, or you know that quote, I can just click edit, and then you can delete which draft you don't like. And again, it's not permanent. I can play around with it. I can figure out which looks good next to each other that way before I go and post it. If you don't have time to do this, like you don't have to worry about it. Like I'm sure that this isn't like the you know, this isn't what you should focus most of your time on. You do have that on Instagram. You just have to, okay. Everybody has it on their Instagram. I think some people just forget or don't know how to use it. So again, I click on this plus. Say I'm about to edit. Say I want to edit this picture right here. I don't even know what this is. So this is my food that I had, and I want to edit it. So I click on next, and I choose a filter that I want to use. So I've edited it to what I want. Like I've changed the brightness. I've added my filter, whatever. Click done. And then instead of clicking the next button at the top, which would then go to, so if I click next, I can't click it from here. If I click next, this is like where you go to post it. But instead of clicking next, once I'm in this editing section, I have edited it. Once I press this back button, this screen pops up and it says save draft or discard. If you click save draft, it saves as a draft. So I clicked the save draft button and now it's over here in my draft section, and I can manage them. And I know what I have saved as a draft in my phone, which is really awesome. So that is how you access that feature right there. All right, let me check out these questions for a second. How do you create polls on Facebook stories? It's really easy. So when you go to your Facebook, and so say you're in your Facebook and you click on add story right here. This is me, so that's awesome. So say I want to put this photo in my story. At the top section here, you have some options in the corner. Click on the one that looks like a Post-it note with a smiley face. It's the second one after the thing that says AA. It's the one right below it. So you click here and you have all these fun options, and just click the one that says poll. And then you can ask a question and then choose what answers you want. A great tip is for both of your answers to be a yes, but in two different ways. So like say my question is, do you want to earn money from home? I probably wouldn't say that because it's just not really a great way to attract people into your business. But say that's the question I asked. Do you want to earn money from home? My first would be, yeah, duh, exclamation point. And the second, it's not going to say no. I don't want people voting in my story saying no. So my second would be, so the first one's like, yeah, duh. And the second one might say, send more info. So that way, even if somebody accidentally clicks on one of these buttons, I can get into their inbox and just say like, hey, thanks for voting in my poll. I'd love to send you more information. What question's going to answer for you? Because they have voted on that poll and nobody's saying no to me. Never give no as an option. Okay. Of course. All right, so go back to questions that we have going on. Need some water. So that's like I said, that's a good way to try to keep your Instagram going in a great way. don't put too much time into that though. Like your time wants to be on those income producing activities. This is like a quick thing that I do. Like, oh, I hate that photo there. Let's try this one instead. Oh yeah, that looks a lot better. Post that instead. Like I'm not spending like hours upon hours worrying about what my Instagram looks like. Okay, so how to attract clients through posting. I can go into like tons of details on how to post about the products. I don't really want this Zoom to focus mainly on that. We can definitely do another Zoom mainly focused on how to post about the products though, for sure. Like I said, it's not definitely, you don't want to have that the only thing you post about. You definitely want to be showing you most and forefront, and then dripping these products in through that, sharing before and afters here and there, sharing yourself using the products. I do share more before and afters through the stories. The stories I'm not going to go into tons of detail on just because we share those every day on the team page and you can simply just copy and paste them. So I know everybody's doing those correctly. What should my focus of my pictures be? The thing itself or me enjoying that thing? It like depends. You can do either. Like I would just balance it off. Like, you know, like you can take a picture, say you're like enjoying a cup of coffee. You can take a photo of coffee. That's still a great post. But you know, people are attracted to people more than they are things. So balance it out. Like you don't want every single one of your posts to be of yourself, but you also don't want no photos of yourself either. So balance it, you know, like take photos, say you're somebody who's like really into pumpkins, like take photos of pumpkins and you can post those, but also so I'm going to actually like Taylor's really great example here. Cause I know Lindsay who asked this question doesn't have kids. So I'm not going to show her my own. Let's go to a different Facebook. This is the Facebook that I opened that played that weird song. So let's not hope that happens again. Oh, actually, no, I mean, I'm going to Taylor. So like here's a great before and after, another great before and after here. This is just something funny. Like here's a great like funny post that she made. Here's a photo of her enjoying that thing. So she's buying a book. So instead of just taking a photo of the book, she has like somebody who took a photo of her with the book. Again, like she's enjoying walking her dog. She could have just taken a photo of her dog, but like she had somebody take a picture of her walking her dog. Here's her cooking. Like she's really passionate about cooking and she tied this into the business. Like, so here's her caption. If only you could smell the start of chicken noodle soup. No candles needed today. This comfort food has the house feeling all cozy. And then she dives into the business. So like that first sentence is just a regular photo. And then she dives into the business. Working from home is my absolute favorite. Got paid 3 days early on a Friday while in my PJ chefing up some goodness. Sounds like the best Friday to me. So like how easy was that? That she tied in this photo of, you know, cooking her soup into being paid. Here's a photo of like this awesome watch. And it's a business post. So that's great. Like, you know, here's her sharing about the product. Here's a picture of her with her friends. Again, another great before and after. So it just tie it all in. Like here's some food. You can do it. Just balance it out. Sometimes post things, sometimes post, you know, selfies or of yourself or you loving that thing. Like have people take pictures of you. Don't feel awkward about it. If you have a kid, have your kid take your photo. If you've got a boyfriend, have your boyfriend take your picture. If you've got a husband, have your husband take your picture. If you have a girlfriend, have your girlfriend take a picture, you know, just like ask anybody. And that's all stockpiling as well. Like you know, if I have somebody around and I'm feeling confident and I want my picture taken, I have them take like 600 different things of me and then I can use them all throughout for the next like 3 months. And I know I've got photos of myself to use. Best time of day to take pictures? When it's good lighting. I mean, I wouldn't say there's any necessarily best time, like just good lighting in general. I like to take my photos, never in the dark. So like anytime the sun is out, but I'm not standing in direct sunlight. So like if it's noon and the sun is blazing down, I'm going to find somewhere that's covered by shade. And not really shade that's with a tree because trees often have like parts of light shining in. So that's going to kind of make your face or whatever you're taking a picture of look awkward. But if you have shade from like a building, and like you have like good shade coverage that way, then that's a great time to take that. I don't hate anybody. Somebody just messaged me to say, don't hate me. I don't hate any of you. Okay, how many times should you message someone if you don't get a response? You ask about a product, business, post to post, no answer. Do you delete them from your friends list? I don't delete anybody usually unless they're a dead profile or, you know, they're rude or disrespectful or whatever in some kind of way. So usually like I do that initial reach out, and if they don't respond to me, then like I said, most of the time I'm just moving on and going forward. I haven't gotten to that point yet where I have exceeded the amount of friends that I have on my list that I'm, you know, messaging. But like once I go back and like I've asked them, maybe I've done a reach out again and asked them for a host to post and no answer again, I'm not going to delete somebody right away because of it, unless I completely am out of friend space and I have to go on like a deleting spree, then maybe I would delete that person. But I don't nag people. I message them once about the biz or about being a customer. And if they don't respond, I message them about doing a hosted post for me instead. If they don't respond, I'm not going to message them again. Like, you know, they've kind of showed me, I've seen your messages and I'm not interested. You could delete them if you want, but I haven't. Like, I don't delete those people because I work on building relationships with people. And maybe that reach out message did get their interest. And now guess what? They're seeing my posts, and one day they're going to see a post and they have like gained 15 pounds and they're unhappy, or they become pregnant and they want to work from home or earn extra money, whatever it is. People's life and situations change all of the time, and their views on things change all of the time, or we come out with a new product that is just what they're looking for. So like I said, I'm not going to delete somebody just because they haven't responded to me unless they're rude to me or they delete me first. Like, you know, I just don't really have time to focus there. If they are interested though, like follow-ups are a different answer. So like for people that have followed up, reach out to me or I've reached out to them and they're like, yes, I want to buy the wraps, or like, yes, I want to buy the coffee. Follow-ups are a different category than how many times I message somebody to reach out. So if like they're interested, a follow-up is something that I do until they tell me to stop. And that's like weekly. More info on host to post and how they work. Let's do this on another Zoom because that's like a whole thing in itself. What would you post on an old host to post that you have to bump them up? A before and after. So if I have a host to post for the cleanse, I'm going to go back and I'm going to post another before and after. I might say something like, oh my gosh, just got these results in from Samantha. Love how she's loving her cleanse. You know, something like that. Bump it back up. Working with Instagram, how can I make sure it's being seen? How can I get more interaction with my Instagram? Things being seen and things getting interaction is both the same for Facebook and Instagram, and that's you interacting with other people. Your posts are going to be seen more. So the more you like and commenting is huge. The more you like and comment with other people, the more your content's going to be seen on both Facebook and Instagram, and that's basically just like the overall umbrella answer there. Let me go back to this real quick. Okay. I can go to your page, Rachel, and see what's going on there. Do you reach out the moment they accept your friend request? Or wait, no, I don't reach out the moment they accept my friend request. I'm friends with people usually for like 2 to 3 months before they get a reach out message from me. But other people are going to have different answers. Like I know Jen reaches out way sooner than that, but I'm usually, unless they reach out to me or show interest to me first, then I really am just still bothered with what this red line is on my computer screen. I don't know how to get that away. But unless they reach out to me first and show some kind of interest, either by liking tons of my posts or, you know, whatnot, I don't reach out to people when I first get a friend request accepted by them. I work on building relationship with them by liking and commenting on their content. So like, let's see. Who did I just recently become friends with? I know like Like this, not actually, I've been friends with her forever. I don't know. Say like this person, I just recently became friends with her, whatever. Instead of reaching out, I'm just going to like and comment on her stuff. Like, you know, whatever, like gorgeous photos. I don't care. You know, just complimenting people. And that's kind of how I like engage and build up my my post being seen, is by doing that for other people. So like I like things and I comment them as I see. So for this person, be like, oh my God, she's so cute. And just comment things like, you know, these nice things to say to people all the time. So yeah, so that's kind of what I do, and how I build relationships, and then how people build relationships with me and things like that on social media. So I hope that makes sense. So I think we covered mostly everything that I want to cover today. We can definitely do more trainings in the future that are more like have more specific topics, like things specifically like how to make a really good business post, how to make a really good lifestyle post, how to make a really good product post, what types of product posts to be making, what products to be posting. We can do more specifics later on for sure, but I hope this helped in terms of like basics for social media, like what to be posting. I think just the main thing, honestly, is to find those things that, you know, you want to post about all the time, and to get those 4 important posts out every single day. And this can, you know, just simplify it. Business isn't complicated. Go to somebody else's page, find some captions that you love. I actually just saw a really good example of this right here. Nicole, she just joined our team recently, and she has kind of got this whole duplicating thing down. That caption that we just saw right there is a caption that I used on my photo the other day. So she simply just took these 2 cute photos of her kids that were at the farm and doing a fall thing, and she just used a similar caption to what I posted the other day. And like this, Rachel posted this morning. So she just took a photo that Rachel has and a caption and posted it on her page, and she's making sure to get those 4 posts out every single day. So if anybody has any more questions, feel free to ask. I hope this was helpful, and I hope I know how this recording thing works, and I can figure out how to share this on our page later. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Make sure to get on our family call that starts in 30 minutes, because conference tickets are going to be announced, and we're going to have an awesome time at conference. I can't wait. All right. Bye, everyone.